So what's this excitement about? What's the news, this exciting news about mortgage? You know, the time we discuss mortgage in this on this platform, it's an excitement for me and then a whole lot of viewers. So please, can you just break this good news?
And the good news is with the Embrief, you can get as much as 100 million naira.
Wow. You know, a lot of people will be asking questions as, okay, absolutely.
You must be above 21 years of age, that's just to say you're an adult.
Yeah.
Even the Embrief has come down from 12% to 9.75%.
Fantastic, fantastic. Hi guys, this is Chuka Nwachukwu, your investment advisor. Welcome back again. We are going to be introducing the latest and exciting news about mortgage, how you can own a home. The last time we were here, we brought in an expert. He put us through what I myself never knew about investment in mortgage. And so today there are some exciting news, and I say, look, I can't share this news alone. I have got to share it with you guys. So graciously, Mr. Ariemi has decided to join us again to break this good news to us. So Mr. Ariemi, thank you once again, sir, for joining us. Yeah, so what's this excitement about? What's the news, this exciting news about mortgage? You know, the time we discuss mortgage in this on this platform, it's an excitement for me and then a whole lot of viewers. So please, can you just break this good news to our audience and our viewers?
Well, so I'm just as excited as you are.
Yeah.
And this news has to do with the Embrief product.
Okay.
The last time we had this discussion, there were some updates, that kind of introduced some exciting news. And then there was some that were not too exciting. Yeah. Because at that point, the help to own loan, which was coming from Family Owns Fund Limited, was going up. The rates had gone up. Yeah. They were given to mortgage banks at 4.84. Okay. But then they increased it to 7%. Okay. With the hope of merging it with the Embrief product, which at the time was doing 12%. Yeah. And then we understood that could take the blended rates above what we would have expected if the help to own was still at 4.84%. But today, like we discussed, even after that video, I know one of your viewers did complain that even at 12%, Embrief was still expensive. Yeah. But then we understand that the mortgage in Nigeria is relatively, young. Yeah. And then it's still evolving.
Developing.
And it was just a plus. Yeah. And there's always room for more
improvement. Yeah.
So now there's a plus element. Even the Embrief has come down from 12% to 9.75%.
Fantastic, fantastic.
So what that will mean is that the National Housing Fund loan is not the only single-digit mortgage we have in Nigeria. So now we have the Embrief loan, which is going for 9.75%. Wow. And the good news is with the Embrief, you can get as much as 100 million naira. Wow. Unlike the NHF, where the maximum is capped at 50 million. Okay. So with the Embrief, you can get up to 100 million at 9.75%, up to a tenure of 20 years.
Wow, 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 wow. So for the sake of those who are probably just seeing this video for the first time, we had this conversation, like I said earlier, previously. Can you briefly just run us through? A lot of people will be asking questions as, okay, is there, for the National Housing Fund, there's this certain percentage you need to provide for the sake of the new viewers, right? What are the criteria? What are the is there any percentage, if any? Is there limitations? You've talked about the rate, which is obviously what everybody wants to hear. But let's just go back to the process as though we're starting anew.
Thankfully, there are all mortgages in Nigeria.
Yes.
So the eligibility criteria for each of these products are nearly the same, almost the same.
Okay.
Must be a Nigerian.
Absolutely.
You must be above 21 years of age. That's just to say you're an adult.
Yeah.
Must have steady income, sufficient enough to take the mortgage repayments. Okay. And then you now make equity contribution towards the property. Like you must make equity contribution.
Okay.
How much equity you need to make might not be a function of the product.
Oh, fantastic.
For the National Housing Fund, the minimum equity required there is 10% of the loan amount you are applying for.
Okay.
That does not consider the property price. 10% of the loan amount you are applying for. That's the minimum equity contribution required for you to qualify.
So if you're taking a loan of 100 million, so you must have equity contribution of 10 million, right?
Yeah. So for the National Housing Fund, the maximum you can take is 50 million.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm just putting this. So even if we're making instances, we should use the 50 million because I want us to be clear.
Okay.
As to what we're discussing. So for the National Housing Fund, the maximum equity contribution, the minimum equity contribution rather, is 10% of the loan amount you're applying for.
Okay, so but that doesn't mean it does not mean you will not. I mean, if you choose to contribute more than that, you can.
Yes.
Okay.
Because let's say you're taking a mortgage of 50 million,
yeah,
and then you make 5 million naira equity to your vendor.
Yeah,
your income might not be sufficient to take 50 million.
Yes.
So you might decide to increase your equity contribution.
Okay.
To reduce your exposure.
Yeah.
Now, one thing we should know about equity contribution is there is the qualifying equity contribution.
Okay.
And then there is the equity contribution required for that mortgage.
Okay.
So if you buy a 100 million naira property, right, and you're taking a mortgage of 50 million, automatically your equity contribution there is 50 million.
Of course, yeah.
Because you must provide 50 and take a mortgage of 50.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what will qualify your application to even go to FMBN? I'm saying if you pay 5 million.
Yes.
That can send the application to the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria.
Okay.
Remember, before you are going to get your 50 million, before you get your 50 million, you must have paid the entire equity for the property.
Yeah, okay.
For the mortgage to now be the full and final payment.
Okay.
So that's about the NHF. The MBRIF, same qualifying factors, same eligibility criteria, but equity contribution here is 10% of the property price.
Okay.
10% of the property price you're buying. And then the maximum amount you can get through the mortgage here is 100 million naira.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now with the limitations, we all know the limitations that the National Housing Fund has. Yes, coming from the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, and the major limitation they have is turnaround time.
Yeah.
Turnaround time. So the turnaround time typically could be between 6 to 12 months, maybe more. We've also had cases where NHF applications run for over 2 years.
Yeah, I think
because they are affected by some political factors.
Okay.
If they change a key person, maybe the managing director of Federal Mortgage Bank, applications could stall for a year.
Yeah.
So that's one of the limitations that the National Housing Fund has.
Okay.
And then the MRIF is also one. Not that they don't have limitations, but the MRIF is faster.
Okay.
You can go in and out of the MRIF within 3 months. You have your funds, or 2 months. You can get your funds out.
Okay.
Although the rate is slightly higher than the NHF loan, the MRIF is quicker. And what people look at is, they will say, oh, bro, I'd rather wait for the NHF. Why MRIF is 9.75? They also want to consider the time. Will that developer or the person selling to you, will he be willing to wait for you that long?
That long, yes. So
we had a meeting with some staff of the National Housing Fund, I think nearly 2 months ago.
Okay.
And I did tell them one of the challenges that we're facing. It's not as if they're not aware, but I had to reiterate to let them know that this timeline is killing this National Housing Fund product. Now the MBRIF is already doing 9.75. So many people will first take the MBRIF and then apply for your NHF loan. Yes, knowing that they've already locked in property.
Exactly.
So what you are doing mostly might be refinancing. Because nobody is willing to wait that long. Exactly. So that is just to make them up their game, to know that they have to do better. They must be in this business.
Wow. And then also, I know that you talked about another development where it's not only the government establishment you can apply with. Can you talk to us about some of the I think some commercial banks that you can use? Applicants can actually access this process.
So with the NHF loan, there are accredited primary mortgage banks that are allowed to do the NHF business. So you can only apply for those loans through those mortgage banks. Now with the MRIF, they are accredited mortgage banks and commercial banks. You understand? Not all the mortgage banks, but select mortgage banks that have been accredited and select commercial banks that have been accredited. So you can access these funds through any of these channels. I know we have Stanbic IBTC, we've got Access, we've got Union Bank, that are already
in the scheme,
in the MRIF scheme, yes. And there are other mortgage banks too. Some mortgage banks that have also been enlisted. Some other players are also in the process of being enlisted. So anyone that has concluded that process, you can approach to get these funds.
So I mean, what do you advise our viewers, in terms of assessing this mortgage, especially with the process, like you mentioned earlier, sometimes can take up to 1 year, some can take up to 2 years, due to factors that are beyond the control of the processor. So of course we know that as time goes by, inflation is also a key factor. So what would you advise anyone looking to take advantage of this scheme?
So the advice is very simple. We've got the NHF being the cheapest mortgage in the country, but it has its limitation to say the highest you can get is 50 million. We also have the MRIF, which in my opinion is the next to the NHF in terms of interest rates, 9.75, and you can get up to 100 million. So the advice is simple: get your mortgage through the MRIF. Lock down the property. Although you'll be paying at 9.75, you can use the same property to send in your application for the NHF. Whenever the NHF comes, you can get the funds to defray the MRIF facility you've taken.
Fantastic.
Now that would make sense if the amount you've accessed from MRIF is not more than 50 million. Because the maximum you can get from National Housing Fund is 50 million. So if you get the funds, you can fully liquidate your MRIF loan, and then your mortgage begins to run at 6%.
6%, fantastic.
If you're taking more than 50 million, by the time your NHF comes, let's say you get the maximum 50 million from National Housing Fund. By the time it comes, you now have a 100 million facility. There is no way you can use the same collateral for the both facilities.
Absolutely.
It only makes sense if you're fully liquidated. But it's for those who are taking around 50 million, that makes sense. But otherwise, if you're looking at inflation, I would most likely go for the MRIF. If my property is above that range and I want to get more funds, for MRIF, get your funds 9.75% and you pay your mortgage. I mean, it's still ideal considering what the interest rate in the market is.
Exactly. Wow. I mean, this is a mind-blowing development, good news, if you might call it, because if you look at it, if you follow the example here just laid out, you can hedge, and then technically you're paying about 6% for your own mortgage. Right, Mr. Ariemi, thank you very, very much. Thank you so much for for bringing this good news to us. And then I know that our viewers will absolutely want to take advantage of this information we've given. And that's it. This is what we do here in Investment Talk with Chuka. We bring the latest investment opportunities. We bring you the latest investment news, and then of course we always look out for you because of you we're here. So till we meet again, this is your investment advisor, Chuka Nwachukwu. Thank you for tuning in. Bye bye for now.